Hi guys, welcome to E Leeming Designs. My name is E. I am going to be the main creator of this YouTube channel. Today I want to talk through the different apps that we're going to use throughout this channel. The first one I want to talk about is Trello. So Trello is going to be really important throughout this entire experience, as it's something that we will use for all of our prompts and different things that we're going to do throughout the entire thing. So it's going to give us our briefs for lots of different things. For example, this is going to be our first one, so this one's going to be an example of next week's. So we will work through, and I'll explain that as we go, as it's not really straightforward to understand how to read a brief, but we'll work through that next week. But it will be filmed on the same day, you'll notice with the dates. Good thing about this is we've got so this is for today's, this particular one is for today's. So I write myself a brief, so I write description of things that I want. So we've got different apps, why we use them. Trello for assignment briefs, we'll go through Clockify in a minute. A script needs writing for it, but I didn't end up writing a script because I decided that sort of freestyling it was a little bit better. So I can put in dates to make things easier. So I can, if I know for a fact that I need a video done by next week, I can set a deadline for, say, Thursday, which will make it easier for me to then remember when to do it. It gives you regular updates. I use checklists, so I've just ticked off Trello because it's the first thing that we've talked about. You can send messages to and from, so I'm the only person on this particular board. But if I was to have other people in my team, I could send this to and from. I also have the ability to add attachments. Now, I will do this personally after videos to make things a little bit easier. However, I don't think we're really going to use it, but I'll talk through things as we go. So, that is Trello. It's great. I can't get off. Hang on 2 seconds, sorry. Yeah, so another thing that we can do is tick things off as we go. So this is one that I've done. So this was the introduction video that was sent out just before this. So I basically worked through and I ticked off the things that I'd already done. We have got iMovie on here as well, but I don't particularly enjoy using that. So you've got, obviously you've got my YouTube logo and my banner, but I couldn't upload my banner on here. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 6 different things. So I've got ideas, to-dos, to edits, release, completed and scheduled, and archive. So ideas is what we're going to work on. So we're going to work through what comes up as ideas. We're going to pick one a week and work through it. So it will then get moved over, for example, like this, to do. Now, obviously, we've not done that yet. We've not touched that, so we're not going to do that. To do is obviously on because I'm currently editing. I'm currently making/editing this. So I will work through and it will move from one to the next to the next. So once I've finished filming this, I'll then go into the edit folder. So I might actually move that now before we move on because I know for a fact that I'm going to be editing it in a minute. Now, ready to release. That now means that I've done everything that I need to do on my part and it is ready for me to send out. So what I will then do is complete and schedule it. So I use a scheduler, which I'll explain in a minute. And then the archive is really not that important. It's sort of things that we need to forget. Doesn't matter, we've gone through those. You can create different boards. So this is my board for this YouTube channel. I also have a personal board that I use. But obviously I'm not going to use that right now. I'm not going to show you that right now as it's personal. This is great for sort of messaging, so it tells you what you've done as you go. So I sort of set things to go, removed a due date, re-added due dates, etc, etc. So I then went through and completed everything. It tells you if you uncomplete things too. It's great, it's perfect. You can add checklists. There's the tags, which I forgot to mention. So I have 5. So I have not important, wanted, needed, important, and extremely important. Now you work through those, decide what you want to do. It's great. It's easy for you to work out what needs to be done first. And it just gives you a way to categorise. One of my favourite apps So next we will talk about, we'll go with Plan. So Plan is my scheduling app. Now, I unfortunately have to use Pro for this because I cannot schedule social media posts without it. Makes my life easier because I don't have to think about posting it on the Thursday. I can create content, sort of 4 or 5 videos in a row, and then I can carry on and just get them ready so that they can be published as and when I need them to. So, this is my plan. So I have a calendar of all the things that are coming out. So you can see that on the 20th, I have the video that came out before this. So once this video has been done, it will then get added and it will then go in for the 27th of March. So it just sort of works through, we kind of work through what we've got. It's great. And then, so what I do is I have all of my social medias linked in. So just for you guys there, I've got Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. So you can see that this one is the post that came out on Monday last week, if I'm thinking about this video when it will be set off. So this is great because this gives me the opportunity to get my post, see what it looks like, and also sort of get my captions in and make that easier for myself. So you can see that this is what it's going to look like when it goes out. You've already seen that. That's already gone out. This is my next one. So this is coming out this week. Or should I say, it came out last week for you. So I've got the video that I wanted to release and a caption I wanted to add on to it. I have tags in here. So I love tags because it makes my life easier, because hashtags are great. I've got 2, so I've got Inglium in Design, which is obviously the name of our account on here. Let's learn together, because the whole idea of this is to learn together. Now, I don't use the strategy results or anything like that on here because I don't see the point. So you can, what they call what's it called? Sorry. Is it cross post? Yes, cross post. So you can pick whether you want it to just go out on Instagram or whether you just want it to go out on Facebook, for example. So I could create 2 different assets for 2 different posts. So I could do a Facebook asset and an Instagram asset. If you don't understand what an asset is, it's basically just something that that's been created. So, for example, this one is an asset. So this is great. We'll just go through and I'll just show you the Facebook one just to make it a little bit easier for you. So here, you've sort of got the understanding of post after post after post. I hate the fact that I have to use it, but I have to use Pro for this, and I'm going to try my best to use the free features on everything so that it's a little bit easier for you guys, because I do understand that not everybody can sort of afford to be shelling out on stupidly massive subscriptions. This is quite cheap, I will admit. It's the best one I've found yet because I've actually been able to link all my socials in. You give it a try. If you decide that you need the Pro, and it automatically gives you a 7-day trial, which is perfect. It's given me the opportunity to start building my brand and sort of set out things to be sent out. The unfortunate thing is, it is obviously, like I said, it can be quite expensive. Once you start paying for Pro features for Canva and things like that, it just gets a little bit too much. You can do drafts, so things that haven't gone out yet. You can look at your schedule, so they're things that are ready to go out and you're just sort of waiting for the day to come where you want them to go out. It's great. I will go to my LinkedIn. It's not great. I've not put anything really up on here yet, but you can post on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok, Pinterest and YouTube. But I don't use TikTok or Pinterest for this particular account, as I don't really feel like I need it. It's up to you though. If you decide that that's what you want to do, grand. If it works for you, it works for you, but it doesn't work for me, unfortunately. It's different for every person. The next app that we'll move on to is Canva. Now this is great because this is the opportunity for you to sort of start to learn. This is another one that has pro features. Unfortunately, it is quite expensive for Canva. So if I just show you really, really quickly, it's £13 a month and £100 yearly. Now that is at the moment. This is at the current moment of me filming this. It can change, and I do understand that it is very, very, very expensive. Not something that people can sort of shell out on every month. So I am going to use the free features. I'm not going to bother trying to go into the pro features. So unfortunately, I was going to show you how to do brand kits, but I have to have pro to be able to do that. Now, what I might do is do a video for those people that have pro, and I can get free trials. So I can do that and I can show you how to do it, but I want to try and stay away from that because I want it to be accessible for everybody. This is great because it gives you the opportunity to look at anything and everything. We've got, so for example, if I just go to social media, so if we're making a social media post, it gives you so many templates to work with and it's great. It also gives you all the different sizes for social media posts. You know, I said to you about assets and how we can create different sized assets. So this just makes it so much easier for us. So we've got Instagram posts, you've got Instagram stories, YouTube thumbnails, WhatsApp statuses, things like that. It literally goes through everything for you, makes it so much easier. You can do it for print products. So they do actually offer print, but it's very, very expensive. It's great until you're shelling out 150 quid for something that you could have done really by yourself. You can create custom sizes. I don't bother with this because I find it really, really difficult. You can do videos through here. I don't know if we'll do videos through here. We'll probably just use CapCut, but we'll work through it anyway. It goes through and it just explains, it gives you examples. It's great. We've got templates. There's other apps that you can use. So this is to assist you in your ability to carry on and keep moving. There's marketing, there's creative side, there's HR, sales, content planners. Now, I've not actually tried this before, but I can see how it could be very, very interesting and useful. And this is another one, unfortunately, that we're going to have to sort of talk through as we work through, but I'll try my best. Just quickly before we move on, you can see the assets here that I've already created. So this is our logo, which is here, the third one along. We've got Video Outpost, which you guys will see just before this gets loaded, and my YouTube banner, which you'll obviously see on my YouTube page. Now, these have already been created on another account, which is my personal account, which shows you all the different things. So I have Pro on there, but only on a free trial at the moment. So I've been using that as best as I can to get all of these sort of main and important assets out and done as soon as possible. We've managed to do that, so we're not too worried about that anymore. The Dream Lab, I'm not actually entirely sure what this is, but this is what this entire channel is about. Us learning together, working out what's what, how we're going to do things. I'm just going to show you projects quickly, because we've still got a couple more minutes of this particular app. So, we've got folders, which are great. So this makes things so much easier for us to understand where things are. So obviously I've got a folder for branding, but if we were to, for example, create a folder for what have we got in our Trello board? Let's have a look. So let's just say we're doing the wedding invitations, right? But we want to create 3 different assets or multiple different assets for that. We can then put that into the folder that could just say wedding invitations, which would make life so much easier. It's great, it makes things easier. You can just see all your designs at the bottom as well. Folders, designs, it can go through, it's great. You can work out, you can do date modified. It's perfect, it's great. You can search for certain designs or you can search content. So if we were to go with, let's just go with logo. So then I click logo and it comes up with loads and loads of different areas. Unfortunately, if it has that crown on it, it means that it's pro. You can use it, but you can't download it. If that's something that you're happy to do, by all means do it. But personally, I like to be able to export and post. So it's not for me. Next up we'll talk about we'll go CapCut next. CapCut is really, really, really easy. So CapCut is the opportunity for you to be able to create videos. So there's the marketing side of things in here, which I'll probably be using for some of my videos that come out. There's all sorts that you can do through this. So I have email. Already have a project on here, which is a video that you saw before this one. This video will then go in there. The more that we come into this app, the more that you'll see things start to build up. It's great. You've got loads of templates again. Templates are going to be a best friend throughout this because you can pick one that you like and then edit it and change certain things in it. You can change colours, colour variants, all that kind of stuff. It's great. There's not actually an awful lot to say about this. This is mainly going to be my use, not yours. There's a couple of things that I've put in there for videos, but I think we'll either use this or we can use iMovie. I'm not too keen on iMovie myself, but if it's something that you find easy and you enjoy using, please by all means use it. We will do videos with it, despite me not particularly liking it. I will talk through Clockify, but unfortunately, I have been logged out. So Clockify is amazing because it teaches you, it shows you how to keep track of your time. So I really struggle sometimes with timekeeping. So, you know how I mentioned earlier about sort of adding in the due dates. So adding in the due dates. So that it gives you the opportunity to be able to add in due dates, and it gives you that chance to be able to say, right, I know for a fact that I've got to get this done by Thursday next week. So you have to do sort of 6 hours of work. You can use Clockify to make that easier. So you can work through and you can say, for example, so I know today I've spent 4 hours on video making, so I can put in there video editing, and then I put in the time that I started and the time that I finished, and then it records how long I've been working for. Or you can do the timer function, which is where you say, right, I'm starting now, but that would mean that you'd have to remember to go back in to then turn it back off, which I always forget. So I don't use that feature. I just clock the time before I start, and then I'll put it down, do all the work that I need to do, and then pick it back up again once I've finished everything. It's great. It's a shame that I can't show you anything because you can do tags. So I will do, for example, I had to do something for a client, and I put in the client's name as the subject, and then what I did was anything that I did for that client, I then put under that particular thing, which was great. You can add tags, so you can add like, you know how we did the important, not important with the Trello board, we can do that with Clockify as well. It's perfect, it's great, we love it. I particularly find it really, really easy. It's logged me out today, which is a shame because I would have loved to show you, but I can show you that in another video, which will be great. Yeah, sorry that's logged me out. I was hoping that we could have a look through that because it is quite an interesting app and it is quite helpful. We'll just move on to, we'll go to Procreate next. So Procreate will be mainly used for assets that we might want to add on top of videos or on top of other things that we're already doing. So for example, I've got a talking animation that I created, so I'll just show you that here. So all it does is it goes, That's all I did for that one. I've got one that's moving, so that's great. And then I have another one where I'm waving. So it's great. So we'll use this for some of the assets that we might want to use on top of that. ChatGPT, so that's something that I use personally. It helps me write all of my captions for my social media posts. It's great. It's free. It's so useful. I know some people are a bit dubious about using AI, but it's actually probably one of the most useful tools that I have on here because it helps me to understand and write things that I might struggle to put out into words because my brain works a little bit too quickly sometimes, and I really, really struggle to sort of put that back into knowledgeable sentences. the YouTube studio is for me. The recorder is so that I can hear and work through stuff with you guys. And yeah, I think that's everything. So what I will do is I will pop this on. So this is me and my logo. So I want to thank you guys so much for this. Thank you for coming to the video. Thank you for watching. Please don't hesitate to leave a comment, like, subscribe. Come with me on this journey because I feel like it's going to be really, really interesting. And I shall see you next Thursday. Peace, guys.